Through the use of cryogenic refrigeration, the sole survivor of Vault 111 stepped into the Commonwealth for the first time in 210 years. Having witnessed the murder of her veteran husband and the kidnapping of her son, Sean, she headed out into the waste. The sole survivor was unable to simply spectate the turmoil in the Commonwealth. The survivor, as a spy for the railroad, set off a nuclear explosion in the depths of the ominous Institute, eliminating the threat of the Institute once and for all and cementing the railroad's place in the Commonwealth.
The survivor finally reunited with Sean, now the director and father of the Institute. He welcomed his parent, but their rivaling ideals led to the explosion that destroyed the Institute and killed father. Upon leaving the soon to be ruins of the Institute, S923 approached the survivor. He asked to be reunited with his parent, and the survivor understood that this synth was Sean. Sean had a message from father saying that S923 was reprogrammed to believe he is Sean. The survivor helped care for him. The institute that frightened so many people became yet another ruin. Below the Commonwealth lay the ruin of a civilization and threat they posed. Remnants of the institute survived and scattered into the wastes.
The railroad became the dominant force in the Commonwealth. Desdemona ensured that all Gen 3 synths would eventually be free and treated as equals. The railroad ceased to be a secret organization, but continued to operate for their mission of equality with little transparency.
The survivor managed to help bring the Minutemen back by recruiting people to help protect the Commonwealth. They learned of the destruction of the Institute and continued to assist and protect the Commonwealth. The East Coast chapter of the Brotherhood of Steel was crippled after their leadership, envoy, and assets in the Commonwealth were completely destroyed. The Brotherhood in the capital wasteland once again found themselves without a capable leader to replace the one they lost.
The railroad incorporated Diamond City under their influence. After Mayor McDonough was removed from office, Geneva continued as acting mayor until an official election was held. After the survivor betrayed Bobby No-Nos when she tried to steal from Mayor Hancock of Goodneighbor, the town had more faith in the incumbent mayor instilled into it. Goodneighbor continued to be a refuge for the less fortunate and shady people in the Commonwealth. After the Battle of Bunker Hill, the people that lived there continued to live their lives, albeit with a more distrusting outlook on others. The survivor and Dan learned of the psychological experiments the Covenant conducted to root out synths. The survivor saved people and synths from torture, but also massacred the townspeople. Covenant was then reestablished as an actual peaceful settlement. The crew of the USS Constitution nearly realized their dream of reaching the sea when the survivor assisted moving the ship nearer to the sea. Many years of modifications down the line, they eventually did so twice more, finally reaching the sea. While exploring Vault 81, the survivor uncovered the secret Vault 81, and a deadly Vault-Tec disease infected the young Vault dweller Austin. The survivor found the cure and selflessly used it to cure the boy, and so made the vault more open to visitors.
Dogmeat proved to be a loyal companion to the survivor in their adventures together. Joining the survivor in adventures proved to be the most exciting thing Codsworth had ever done. While he didn't care for everything that happened, helping the survivor brought him much joy. Thanks to the survivor, Nick Valentine finally killed the criminal Eddie Winter, and Nick got the closure he desired. Afterwards, he took on a variety of cases, increasing the notoriety of his detective agency. The survivor hired MacReady as a bodyguard, and in return MacReady asked that the survivor find a cure for his son. The survivor delivered. Eventually he received a letter from his son, with hope for a brighter future.
The survivor helped cure Kate of her chem addiction, for which Kate was truly grateful. Kate pondered her future in the Commonwealth, but she decided that whatever she did, it was going to be for the better. Curie made many observations about the world in her travels with the survivor, wonders she had never seen. She felt liberated in the body of G519, and eventually she became a renowned scientist in the Commonwealth.
Hancock enjoyed his adventures with the survivor, but eventually he returned to being full-time mayor at Goodneighbor, a bit older and a bit wiser. Strong learned much about mankind from his adventures with the survivor. Eventually he started a cult of supermutants that reportedly had a thing for milk.
After the Institute was destroyed, Piper wrote many articles about how the Commonwealth had been saved. She and her sister Nat continued to live happy lives in Diamond City, looking towards the future.
Preston managed to lead the Minutemen back from the dead. He gladly devoted his life to making sure the Minutemen would protect the people. When Paladin Danse realized his identity as the synth M797, the survivor convinced him to stay in the Commonwealth. He was exiled from the Brotherhood, but he settled down and lived a quiet life. The survivor was the first person that Deacon felt he could trust in a long time. They fought for synth rights together for quite some time, making for many war stories in the survivor's old age. After the Institute was destroyed, a long time passed before X688 realized the significance of it. Eventually, he adopted a new persona in an effort to survive, and with his skills, he was never captured.
Ada finally understood the meaning behind the death of her friends, and she felt closure. She was thankful the survivor had helped defeat the Mechanist. Eventually, she formed another caravan with the other robots the survivor modified. Isabel Cruz retired her identity as the Mechanist, and the survivor forgave her for her actions of sending robots to better the Commonwealth. On the island of Far Harbor, the survivor brokered peace between the residing factions. The people of Far Harbor, under the leadership of Captain Avery the Synth, through cooperation with the Children of Adam and Acadia, were able to reclaim some of the island that was lost to them.
The synth refugees in Acadia wearily accepted peace with both Far Harbor and the Children of Adam. Dima was ashamed of what he had done in the past, but due to the survivors' negotiations, he looked towards a peaceful future on the island.
The Children of Adam never came to realize High Confessor Tectus was replaced with the Synth. Under his leadership, they became more accepting of non-believers and agreed to relent and even provide aid to the people of Far Harbor and Acadia.
Killing Shipbreaker with the help of the survivor finally quieted the rage old Longfellow felt towards the beast, and he considered moving forward in his life once more.
The experiments of Vault 88 remained unfulfilled and unexplored. The survivors stepped down from the title of Overboss of Nuka World, killing all of the raider gangs. The enslaved traders were freed and reacquired control of Nuka World.
Gage had assisted the survivor in becoming overboss of Nuka World, although it hadn't been the payoff he had expected. The survivor made a difference in the Commonwealth, but eventually that time came to an end. Blood was spilled, tears were shed, and factions toiled. Because war never changes.